Well, we would all love to claim just one winning lottery ticket, right? Well, believe it or not, there are people in the state of Maryland who have cashed in many, many more. We're talking many, many more. Fox 5's Josh Rosenthal live in Bethesda tonight to explain why it's happening and what is being done about it. Josh?
Angie, this one is fascinating. Apparently, there are plenty of people out there who haven't necessarily won the pick 4, pick 3, scratch-offs, you name it. However, they have apparently claimed these prizes a lot.
It really has nothing to do with winning. There's no problem with the integrity of the games. There's no problem with people actually winning the games. The challenge came with claiming winning tickets.
Here's the deal. According to a state audit released in March, Maryland Lottery and Gaming did not investigate individuals who won multiple high-dollar lottery prizes to identify patterns of potential collusions between players, lottery-related vendors, or officials. The audit goes on to say, get a load of this, there are 8 people who each won prizes of at least $600 200 or more times during 2020, totaling nearly $4.5 million in winnings. Altogether, the audit found there were 362 people who claimed high-dollar prizes at least 20 times. Lottery Director John Martin, however, says there is more to the story. He says when you cash in a winning ticket, Maryland first takes out any money you owe the state. So that could be back taxes, it could be child support. Martin said it's called discounting, when a person gives their winning ticket to someone else with a clean record to cash. That way, you pay the person an agreed-upon fee instead of the state taking whatever you owe. Martin told us that's how you get people who've turned in an extraordinary number of winning tickets. He says this process has been going on for years all over the country, not just in Maryland, and he says the Maryland Lottery has taken action.
It's wrong on a number of levels, and the systems in place now that we have will address a way for us to more effectively track that, and where appropriate, we will punish the bad actors. We will punish retailers who may be complicit in that process.
By the way, I did say to Martin, hey, don't the people who claim these winnings have to pay taxes on the winnings? He said, yeah, they do. And if they don't, they could theoretically be in even more trouble. Guys?